Another year, another garden begins. So let's get our look at the garden as it is. I have not taken this as early as last year when you saw all of this work I was doing up front with the landscaping fabric, but it paid off. There was very, very little weeding to be done, and I've done most of that pretty quickly. I'll show you the worst of it back towards the back edge there. Also, I used to have to till these rows and then hoe them up, and it was backbreaking. And obviously with this landscaping fabric in place, I can't really do that, and I don't want to take it out of place being held down as it is. I used to hold it down temporarily with pieces of wood and bricks and everything else. Now I'm just using those tacks. But the thing is, I have to be able to use this stuff in place. So anyway, I found a method of tilling in compost into each hole and then planting, and that's what I've been doing. Almost like square foot gardening. So right here you're seeing what is going to be filled up with soil that was out front of my house. If you go into other videos, Judy did not like that thing at all up on the bricks. She called it the Great Wall of China. She hated it. But I think she's going to have to find something to put this up on. And I'm going to buy something similar that already has legs and put them out here in this area where the pots are. I'm going to make some little rows there to plant on, and they'll be raised. And I'll put I can put the pots up on them. And I can just, where those two are and where this is, I think I'll make a row of raised garden stuff that I can walk up and down between. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, I have not begun planting in the pots yet. Things started very late this year, and I won't get into that. But we're getting to it now. Everything's been tilled at this point, and I've planted 3 things of Swiss chard here. Yet to go in here is yellow squash, zucchini, cucumbers will go into at least 3 or 4 of these pots, and the rest will be left for overflow. There's Trombosini. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's right here where these seeds are, and so I'm not going to plant these here. We'll take them out and start here, because I'm pretty sure the Trombosino or Trombosini seeds are planted in there. Actually, this one here as well, Zooks. Because I remember I planted in the next pot over. Last night I planted Trombosino seeds. But we'll be going down the rest of the line here, planting some seeds today. And there'll be a few pots left over. As far as the rest of the garden, what I usually do when I grow a bunch of those squashes, I transport them later on out into the garden. But I might actually plant some seeds directly and see what happens this year. Might be a much better way of doing it. So we're going to give it a shot anyway. I haven't planted anything in this row, which would be beans and peas. I haven't planted anything over there, which had been Swiss chard. But maybe I'll make this, peas and Swiss chard and beans. But those are the open rows that I can plant that kind of stuff in. But here is broccoli. And down here is either Brussels sprout or, I'm not sure, I think I have a tag down here to tell me, Brussels sprouts or cabbage. Let's see what it says it is. Cabbage. So those did well last year, cabbages did. So the Brussels sprouts are further on over here. And then 3 types of cucumbers that I always buy. I buy the cherries and early girls and better boys. And that's kind of what is planted out here at this point. As I say, I'm going to take some seeds out and put them in any of the places that are missing something growing. And if nothing grows from the seeds, then I will transfer what I get from the pots. Or just keep on growing them in the pots. And that's kind of where things are at. So we have gotten a little bit there this year. Oh, those are a different kind of pepper. that I started down there. They're yellow sweet pepper. And then over here is yellow squash, I believe. Straight neck, yellow squash. And then the last few of the tomatoes. I tried to shuffle them around using the video from last year and making a little map of where everything was planted, but it's not precise. You can see I got another thing going on here. Those are irises. I've had irises for years. I don't remember where or when it happened, but sometime from somewhere I got a cutting of an iris and I put it out in front by my light. It has since then grown, and they just really grow quick. So I've transplanted it into a number of different places, and this was one of them. Look what it's done here. Look, it's behind this. It's very invasive. I'm going to have to chop all these out that are behind here because it's too much. But you can see them. Yeah, you can see all of them out there. So yeah, I'm going to have to chop some out, and I have to decide if I want to leave them on the outside and take these here that are on the inside and put them on the outside, because they do keep animals out. I've got all this debris around this that kept the animals out, but it'd be nice to have a natural Mother Nature filter, so I might take some of this stuff here that's in the way of animals getting in and plant irises. Let them grow, and they'll try to come in, and I'll just take those and put them back outside, and for as long as I live, how many years do I have? I'm getting there, but that's what I would keep doing, is keep moving them outside. This plant has gotten huge, and it's actually kind of an ugly plant. It's prettier when it's actually blooming. It looks like kind of a daisy, but it's not so much. I'm not sure what else there is to really show in these beginning videos. My composter over here, I have had no luck in getting hot compost or even warm compost. It's been cold. It did compost some stuff, and I did use it in the garden, but it wasn't anything like what I was hoping for. So I'm still trying to get this working. I'll keep working on it. I learned about brown matter and mixing it in with your vegetables. And so actually a good thing to collect is leaves. I didn't do that this year. I should have collected some bags of leaves. And I may have to get some bins and just take some of the stuff and collect it and then keep it there through the year to use, to keep stuffing into the compost. And what I would do is I would suck it up with my Trivac, which turns it into mulched leaves, and add that in as my brown stuff. That's what I need to get to doing. We're going to be doing some tree cutting down this year as well, and maybe planting some of the irises along the edge of the yard in these places. But I got 2 trees back here to take care of. I have this one on the other side of the apple tree, which you can see has got vines growing all over it, and it killed it off. So this one's going to be chopped down. It's the base of it's right there. And I've got the equipment to do it. I just got to take the time and have a little help and push it forward and cut it into pieces and remove all this debris, and all that's going to go out somewhere in the woods. I don't like pushing all this stuff out in the woods. But look at what fell down in a recent storm. A younger, healthier tree on the edge of the property, that's what. So unfortunately, I got to cut this one and chop it up into pieces. And again, more brush outside in the back here. I'll see if I can spread this brush out so it's not in just one place. So there's 2 that I gotta get rid of, and there are a couple more out here that are gonna have to be cut down. But we've pretty much cleaned it out, and it's looking good, other than all of the brush that's back on the other side of things here. And when we don't have another side, you see it. Over my compost pile, you can see it. Let's go in behind my shed. Here's a job for me this summer, is cleaning this up, neatening it up. There are ways to do that. It's pieces of bricks and wood and all kinds of things that I've stacked up here. And I think I can find a better way to do this. It's a little more organized. This compost pile, I think I want to put an ad and offer the compost to anybody who wants to come and dig it up and take it away. Because it does get sprayed with the tick mitigation, and I don't want to use it in my garden. It's of only limited use other places other than my garden. So I would like to just share the wealth with anybody who would like some compost. There's plenty of it here, but they got to bring in or do their own digging and taking. And that's what I want to do. Tons and tons of bittersweet grow every year here. You can see it growing right there. There's a ton of bittersweet growing there. We want to get all the bittersweet within easy eyesight gone. It's become Judy's mission. So, projects which we have. All right, there's one more tree right around here to cut, and it's right there. It's leaning. You can see all the bark has come off of it, and it's leaning up against this tree. So I want to cut that one. It's not going to fall on the shed, but it needs to fall somewhere. And then cut into pieces. And then there's one final tree out in this area that's also in similar condition. And we will be all done cleaning up the yard as best we can, and then we just have to worry about how to get this brush. Yeah, guess what we got more of over here? Yes, right, irises. All from the group out front. So these make great borders if you just want something to take over. They can certainly do that. Okay, is that it there? I'm trying to tell. Somewhere out here there's one that is very dead. Most of the stuff that's dead has been taken down, and a lot of it even taken away. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's one more. Oh, I think I see it now. Yep, I do. Just have to look for it carefully. It's in here. You can see, like these others, it's been killed by bittersweet. It's the one right there going up and down. It's the one on the left that begins to diverge to the left here. And it's dead. There's no real leaves on the tree. It's all, well, actually some of that is the tree down below. It's trying to come back, but it's not going to manage to, because it's in really sad shape, and the vine has gone all the way up it and killed it off. So that's a side job this summer. That is a side job. We have gotten all of the landscaping stuff done in front and in back here. This is the nice landscaping. Judy is enjoying her bird and creature feeding to a large degree all through the year, but right now especially. At times you can hear such a I call it a birdscape here. You can hear just amazing stuff. Here's part of the brush pile from the past that does show, not as easily from the house, but when you're up in the window you can see it. So it would be nice to remove this and just kind of cover it over. You know, what you can see down there. And the brush pile down below there kind of forms the end barrier for her path where she feeds all these animals. I used to mow it year after year. This tree here is not long for the world. It's a Japanese willow tree, and I got pictures of it when it was far more vertical than it is now, but it has slowly fallen down over the years, and at this point it's more in the way than it is anything else. It's attempting to go skywards, but too much of it's horizontal, so unfortunately probably going to have to cut it off at the base and chop it up into pieces and get it out of the way, because that's what it is in the way. Trying to walk around and under the thing is getting nearly impossible. And it's right here where the path goes down. Judy put a little bench in here. You can see how low this is. It's way lower than me. And if I just keep cutting the branches off that are in my way, there won't be any more branches. But this is Judy's area where she feeds squirrels and all the turkeys and just all kinds of things. It's the main feeding area. Try to keep them away from the house. That's for tick mitigation. Even though we spray for the ticks, it's just better to keep them a little further from the house. And we've kind of been doing that. I guess that's it for this time.